به نام خدا سلام عرض میکنم خانم ها و آقایان عزیزان ارجمند و شریف. Ladies and gentlemen, dear and honorable friends, greetings to you all. Thank you very much for following this channel. Since you chose to watch this video, I assume you are interested in the topic we are discussing today. Our topic is strong character. Naturally, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, a strong character is not something we are born with. No human being is born strong from day one. When we talk about a strong character, we are actually referring to a collection of behaviors that a person practices every day. That is exactly what we are going to discuss today. If you pay close attention to the habits highlighted in this video, eliminate some behaviors and correct others, you may find that within a relatively short period, perhaps in less than a few months, you develop an extraordinary level of inner strength. And many people think that having a strong character means speaking loudly, being domineering, or constantly giving orders. In reality, it is quite the opposite. Some people even suffer from a distorted perception of strength. They feel they have personal weaknesses or an inferiority complex and try to compensate for those insecurities through external symbols, such as owning a large, powerful dog or displaying other signs of toughness. None of these things can create a strong character. The only real difference between strong individuals and ordinary individuals lies in a few small daily decisions. If we pay attention to these decisions, they can greatly help strengthen our character. First, as we usually do in our educational discussions, let us begin with a simple definition of what we mean by a strong character. A strong character does not mean always winning, being wealthy, or making others fear you. That is, a strong character is someone who has clear values, is not influenced by every opinion or comment, and does not change the direction of their life simply because they hear a new perspective. In difficult situations, which all of us inevitably face, a strong person can manage their emotions and accept responsibility for their decisions. A person who respects others but is not dependent on their approval is, simply put, a person with a strong character. Therefore, a strong character means inner stability. It means knowing who you are, what you want, and which principles you are committed to in life, and refusing to compromise on them. Your red lines should be clear and well defined. Now, reaching this goal does not require anything overly complicated. I do not want to make the subject seem difficult or intimidating. The steps are actually quite simple. If you would like to strengthen whatever degree of character you already possess, I encourage you to start practicing these principles today. If you already practice them but lack consistency, focus on maintaining. 1. Keeping your promises. The first thing that builds a strong character in the eyes of others is honoring your commitments. Many people think that appearing strong requires adopting a certain posture or attitude. Not at all. If I become someone who remains faithful to every promise I make, that alone creates a positive image of strength in the minds of others. If we make a promise to others or even to ourselves, we should keep it. Often, we make commitments to ourselves and then gradually abandon them or fail to take them seriously. For example, imagine someone decides to read for 30 minutes every day. If they remain committed to that promise, one of the scientific outcomes of this consistency is that over time, they develop greater self-confidence and inner strength. Why? Because they begin to see themselves as someone who has discipline, structure, and principles. This is the first achievement. Unless we build ourselves internally, we cannot create a strong external presence. As the saying goes, what comes out of a vessel reflects what is inside it. When our inner world becomes stronger, it naturally creates an authentic and trustworthy image in our interaction too. Taking responsibility for mistakes, weak people usually look for someone to blame. And unfortunately, we see many such individuals around us. Strong people, instead of searching for culprits, search for solutions. Life has no meaning without challenges. Throughout all of human history, it is impossible to find a person who lived without difficulties. Therefore, if every time I encounter a problem I try to blame someone else, I am certainly not a strong person. Strong people seek solutions. When we face a challenge, we should focus on finding a way out rather than assigning blame. When we make mistakes, instead of justifying them, we should acknowledge them and take action to correct them. Strong people accept their mistakes. Many of us have a major weakness: we do not accept criticism. Even when criticism comes from our closest, most sincere friends, people who genuinely care about us, we often become offended. When we learn to improve ourselves rather than blaming others, and when we can honestly say, yes, I made a mistake, then work to correct it, that is a sign of maturity and character. The more we strengthen this quality, the stronger our character becomes, both in our own eyes and in the eyes of three. The ability to say no, many people become trapped by social pressure and politeness. We need to learn to say no to things we cannot do not want to do, or know are not in our best interest. One of the most important characteristics of a strong character is the ability to say no. Most people lack this ability. A person who constantly says yes simply to please friends, coworkers, or those around them gradually loses their identity. If something conflicts with your values or life goals, decline it respectfully but firmly. Countless people have altered the course of their lives simply because they failed to say no when they should have. This applies to marriage, career choices, friendships, and many other. 4. Emotional control during difficult times. A strong character becomes evident when circumstances are not going our way. People who immediately fall apart when life becomes turbulent often possess weaker character traits. When everything is calm and comfortable, almost everyone appears rational, polite, and composed. The real test is maintaining composure during anger, failure, or psychological pressure. Imagine two people receiving criticism. One becomes instantly angry, the other listens carefully, reflects, and then responds calmly. Which one has the stronger character? Without a doubt, the person who remains thoughtful, patient, and composed. Anyone capable of making an objective comparison can recognize this. Therefore, if we agree with this judgment, then we should invest more effort into developing this quality within ourselves. 5. Continuous learning. The moment a person believes they know everything, their growth stops. Imagine a glass filled to the very top. If even one more drop is added, it overflows. That glass has no capacity left to receive anything valuable. The same is true of people who believe they already know everything. When someone mentally declares, I am full, they stop learning. And when learning stops, growth stops. A strong character is always learning from books, experiences, successful people, and even personal mistakes. In fact, our own mistakes are among life's. 6. Personal discipline. A disorganized person can never possess a truly strong character. When we speak about discipline, we are not merely talking about keeping our room or office tidy. We mean managing our time and life effectively. One day waking up at 8 a.m., another at noon, sleeping at 9 p.m. one night and after midnight the next. This lack of consistency weakens personal discipline. Study the lives of strong individuals, and you will notice that one of the most prominent features of their success is effective time management. Discipline also means completing tasks on time and setting proper priorities. Many successful people became managers of their own lives before they ever managed others. And that is extremely important. 7. Independent thinking. People with strong character do not wait for others to approve every decision they make. They seek advice, but their final decisions are based on reason, research, and their personal values. Every one of us has a set of values and principles. If an opportunity appears attractive but conflicts with your values, do not pursue it. Doing so weakens your character because it places you in an environment that contradicts the person you have worked hard to become. 8. Your environment and friends' character is heavily influenced by the environment in which we live. Take a careful look at your life. Who are your friends? Who influences your work, relationships, and daily interactions? If you constantly surround yourself with negative, unmotivated, aimless, careless, or disrespectful people, your own strength will gradually decline. Whether you like it or not, you are influenced by. 9. Respecting others. Contrary to what some people believe, strong character is not built by humiliating others. Someone who possesses genuine strength has no need to belittle anyone. Respecting others is a sign of self confidence and inner strength. 10. Doing difficult things, character does not grow inside a comfort zone. This is one of the fundamental truths about personal growth. Every time you do something difficult, you can feel a new layer of strength being added to your character. It was hard, it was challenging, but you faced it and succeeded. As a result, you feel proud of yourself. That sense of pride comes from inner strength. Regular exercise, learning a new skill, speaking before an audience, or starting a new project, all of these strengthen the muscles of your character. Conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a strong character is not built overnight. It is the result of hundreds of small daily choices. Every time you keep your word, accept responsibility for your mistakes, control your emotions, and reject actions that violate your values, you are building a stronger character, even if you do not realize it. Now, I would like to ask you a question starting today. Which habit would you like to add to your life in order to build a stronger character? And which destructive habits, behaviors, or patterns would you like to eliminate? Share your experiences in the comments. Your comments will be read and they may help others learn from your experiences as they work toward building a better character. Wherever you are, I wish you good day, success, and a life filled with blessings. Sincerely, Amir Mehrdad Khosravi.
نه اینکه فوری حاضر جوابی بکنه، پرخاش بکنه، بپره به طرف مقابل.